of the Africa Development Bank, Dr. Akinwumi has transformed the bank into a globally recognized institution for financial, which has positively impacted over 500 million people. He has launched the Africa Investment Forum, mobilizing over $200 billion in investments in He is graciously awarded the Chief of the Golden Heart. Congratulations. To join in while we all hold our position. Perhaps we should give him a Maasai name.
Your Excellency, President Ruto, I am most grateful to you, sir, for your conferring on me today the prestigious honor of the Chief of the Order of Golden Heart, CGH, Kenya's highest and most distinguished honor. I am greatly humbled by your incredible kindness. What a great honor. What a rare privilege. What a historic recognition. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. President. It is such a joy to be back here with my dear wife and your sister, Grace, in Kenya, a nation that I love, and to be in the State House with a president who is my dearest brother and friend. They say home is where your heart will always be. I consider Kenya as my home. After all, I lived and worked here in this beautiful country for about 9 years, starting from my days working with the Rockefeller Foundation and the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, AGRA. I have been back here ever since, so I can claim to have been working in and on Kenya for at least 20 years. The friendship between myself and His Excellency President Ruto goes way back over those 20 years. As we say in Kenya, tumetoka mbali, we have come from far. Yes, we have come from far, Mr. President, since you were a much younger Minister of Agriculture under the then government of President Y. Kibaki. Your predecessor, former President Kenyatta, was then the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. I recall the very frequent and engaging discussions between us on how to improve the quality of life of Kenyans. From seminars to workshops and conferences, we engaged intensely. I was not just working in Kenya, I was a Kenyan by mind, heart, and soul as I immersed myself in this beautiful country of Kenya.
It's because of you that I developed passion for agriculture. And as you have said correctly, it was always something to think about, how farmers can do more with less. And that is when we discussed subsidies for our farmers. And I remember you said then many people did not believe in subsidies. And as you've described very ably, it was difficult even to process it within government. But as you've said, with my peers then, Romano Kiome, we went out of our way. And I remember going to Harambee House to see the then President Mwai Kibaki when I was Minister for Agriculture, and to tell him that we now can subsidize farmers. We have found a mechanism to subsidize farmers. And President Kibaki was skeptical. He told me, is it really possible, Minister? And after moments of conversation and persuasion, he said, yes, okay, let's go and see. And then we organized a meeting in a place called Moy's Bridge. And for the first time, we started to subsidize inputs for farmers. And let me tell you, my good brother, President Adesina, that ever since I became president, I brought back the subsidy program on our maize, wheat, tea, coffee, sugarcane. And today I can proudly say, because of the government's program on subsidy of fertilizer and farm inputs, including seeds, Kenya has seen tremendous increase in our productivity.
The then President Kenyatta said, yes, I know him. He is the Kenyan on loan to the Nigerian government. Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. President. It is such a, with the corporate giants in this country, such as Chris Kruby, who own the International House, and Vimal Shah of Bidco Oil Refineries. For the President. His Excellency, Professor Kithure going to one of the meetings of donors at the time to push for this. And as soon as I raised the issue, the chair of the session simply said, I lived and worked here in this beautiful country for about 9 years, starting from my days working with the Rockefeller Foundation to be completed in July of 2026 under your presidency. When completed, it will provide 150,000 AFAWA right here in Kenya. Pauline has tripled her business and is passionate about supporting women. And I fully agree with you, and I salute your leadership, because no bird can fly. On how to improve the quality of life of Kenyans. From seminars to workshops and conferences, we engage course to achieving 100% access to electricity by 2030. Need from a single lane to a dual carriageway, including service roads, grade separated intersections of Kenya. Mungu aibariki Kenya. God bless Africa. Mungu aibariki Africa.
You have said yourself, I remember the very early mornings that we engaged. Then when you were, and let me tell you, my good brother, President Adesina, that ever since I became president by early next year, when I came into office, we needed additional resources with WIC. I rolled out a big program to clean up a bit $1 million, that's approximately 80 billion.
Order of Golden Heart, CGH, Kenya's highest and most distinguished honor. That some disgruntled middlemen vandalized some of the commodity kiosks. One day, Mr. Kofi Annan, the then United 2024, put simply, the electricity connections increased from 2.42 million